And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Arena Birmingham, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Khan Promotions proudly present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing, an international contest in the welterweight division. And it's all sponsored by William Hill, StubHub, and JD Sports, and broadcast live by Sky Sports and streaming to the United States on Dazn. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge, Charles Giles. Timekeeper at the bell, Brian Heath. Your three judges, Steve Gray, John Latham, and Marcus McDonald. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Terry O'Connor. And now the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner with his trainer, Chris Johnson, wearing camouflage and weighing in officially at 10 stone, 6 pounds. His professional record, 29 victories, including 14 big wins by knockout, 3 defeats, 2 draws, by way of Bogota, Colombia. Now living, training, and fighting out Toronto, Canada, the 2-time NABA welterweight champion, Samuel Vargas. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Joe Goosen, wearing a white with black. He officially weighed in at 10 stone, 7 pounds. This Olympic silver medalist now has a professional record of 32 victories, 20 knockouts, 4 defeats. He's the fighting pride of Bolton, England, the former light welterweight champion of the world, Amir.
Spoke to you in the changing room, you know what I expect. Shake hands, best of luck to both. Here we go.
Serious look in the eyes.
Yes, everybody's ready for this one. We're ready for it. Jeff DeForest, Ahmed El Bialy, the light heavyweight contender. You've been in these spots, big moments in boxing, and hope to be in many more. A huge moment here for the crowd and for Amir Khan as he tries to continue his comeback a couple of years after getting KO'd by Canelo Alvarez, who's on tap to fight Triple G in a rematch. Amir Khan taking on bold challenges and bold challengers throughout his career. Former 140-pound champion in there against Samuel Vargas. And here we go, round number 1, scheduled for 12 in the welterweight division.
Both these guys know what's at stake. They're both there. They're both sharp.
Khan with a good right hand to open things up, and he rocks Vargas here in the opening seconds of round number 1.
And Vargas has been stopped. He's been stopped by Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, so watch out for that.
No disgrace, those two names as the guys that have stopped you. Danny Garcia, a brilliant puncher, and Errol Spence Jr. may be the best in the game. Khan complaining to the referee, Terry O'Connor, and he gets admonished instead for pushing Vargas's head down.
No, not
a good start, though, for Amir Khan. He's off to a quick start.
Yeah, very good. He has that blazing fast speed. We all know that.
Well, he has to find ways to protect that chin. Vargas is aware of it. He mentioned it in his pre-fight comments. Khan so far showing excellent foot movement, showing some lateral movement and punching in combinations, and appears to be getting the better of these early exchanges. I don't know that Vargas has really landed anything yet.
No, not yet. They both really haven't landed anything significant. They will soon.
Vargas used to being, as we said, his last 3 fights coming down to majority decisions, split decisions. Amir Khan scored a 1-round knockout. I don't know what we gained from that as he beat LaGreco, but here he's in there tonight with a much more considerable challenge. And as we said, a springboard for possibly huge paydays on the horizon.
I think it was very important for Amir to get his confidence back after that Canelo loss. So that LaGreco fight was good for his career. Samuel He says that he's a good body puncher, but he needs to start going a little more to the body.
Well, he's going to have to do something to take some steam out of Amir Khan in this fight. Khan has controlled the action here through 2 minutes of round number 1. I really liked all the things I heard from Joe Goosen. As we said, great admiration, and might be just the trick that Amir Khan needed to propel himself back into the picture. A guy who has a sincere and committed belief in him. Good left-hand combination there. Vargas says, "You got nothing, kid," but then takes another swat to the face there. Uppercut from Amir Khan.
Usually when you say you got nothing, it's because you got something.
Yes. Smiling and posing is not necessarily any answer, and it's been all Amir Khan here in round number 1. 30 seconds to go, the opening stanza of this scheduled 12-round welterweight fight. No championship at stake, but an awful lot riding in this one. Nice combination, 3 punches there, all landing by Amir Khan.
Great speed, great in and out movement.
Doing a good job holding on there as Vargas tries to mount some kind of attack. He has really limited Vargas to doing virtually no damage whatsoever here in round number 1. I don't think he's tasted any leather yet, Amir Khan. An excellent opening round for Amir Khan, the former champion.
Amir looks focused. He looks composed. His eyes are open. He's countering.
Vargas can't get to him, and there's the end of round number 1. So great start here. If the lessons from the gym were important, and Joe Goosen was giving him a game plan, it looked like he followed it to perfection. We go into the corner of Amir Khan with Joe Goosen.
You don't have a lot of room to back up when he goes back.
Kell Brook watching. He's probably studying.
Heck of a fighter, Kell Brook got nailed about midway through that fight with Errol Spence Jr. And that was a fight that put Spence very much on the map, and now he's the coveted guy. And maybe among the best pound for pound in the world. Kell Brook, though, no slouch. Always gives it a game effort.
No slouch. Real gentleman. Real boxer.
Moved up a couple of weight divisions, right, to fight Triple G, did he not?
But from what I heard, he's a very dense man, very strong fighter.
Yeah, had
lots
some
of muscle
problems.
on him.
You know, and sometimes you just can't overcome. He's had this problem with his orbital bone, and you know, can finish a guy. Here's action from round 1. Nice quick hands by Amir Khan, as always.
Very quick hands. Very quick hands.
All right, here we go. Second round, scheduled for 12. Jeff DeForest, Ahmed El-Biali, light heavyweight contender here. Pleasure to be with you on Dazn as we bring you all of the exciting fight action here from the arena in Birmingham. And Khan unloading here and backs up Vargas. He falls against the ropes, takes another hard right hand and goes down.
Wow.
After that
sharp right hand.
Tremendous one-round knockout. Maybe Khan's going to be able to do it again. This is a serious opponent here. He's put him on the deck here in round number 2.
He needs to be careful, but I know he wants this. I want it for him too.
Another left to right, rocking Vargas. He's pushed against the ropes. They hold him up, and
Khan a little bit,
showing some real aggression here. Tried to throw him right outside of the ring.
Vargas is doing it. Vargas is holding. He's doing it right. You know, he wants to stay in this fight. He's trying to hold. That's okay.
Appears to be in serious trouble. The crowd on its feet. Khan continues the attack. Four straight left hands.
His chin doesn't look like it's going to hold up, though.
The redness on the face of Vargas tells you the story so far here. These first couple of rounds, he was on the deck, and Khan continues the attack.
Amir looking for that uppercut.
Fighting well on the inside here and using his punches very wisely, picking his shots. Throws a 3-punch combination and then hangs on halfway through round number 2. It's an Amir Khan showcase so far.
This fight's getting rough.
Khan with a good stiff left jab here to start this exchange.
I would say
two more left hands.
Amir has the advantage of keeping it on the outside. I don't think he should stick inside like that.
Throws a right finally. You started to wonder if maybe something happened to Amir Khan's right hand. He was throwing nothing but lefts there for a brief period of time. Halfway through round number 2, scheduled 12-rounder. Vargas in all kinds of trouble here in the second round.
He looks a little stunned. Still looks a little stunned.
I thought Amir Khan might have been able to finish him there after that first knockdown, but he's backed off just a little bit on the attack, and we'll see if he can come up with the finishing blows here.
You know what, Jeff? I thought so too, but I guess all these fights before this proved it doesn't happen right away sometimes, you know.
Vargas bloodied nose, almost looked like he was looking for a way out of there, even though we know him to be a game fighter.
No, he's a game fighter. I think he's just still shell shocked, you know. It is a big atmosphere for him.
Khan's hand speed is impressive here in round number 2, right from the opening moments. He's throwing punches with purpose. and not wasting much energy either, even though you would think that he might have wanted to jump on that advantage that he had after the knockdown of Vargas. Vargas is, I don't know that he's landed 2 punches in this fight so far. He's just taken a thorough beating, and it's been a lesson, just a fundamental lesson by Amir Khan. Another right hand.
Amir Khan's hand speed comparable to Manny Pacquiao, so Amir's lightning fast. He has pop in both of his hands.
Doesn't appear to have lost any of it either.
Amir!
Just as you thought, everything was going Khan's way.
He needs to recover. He needs to recover. If he wants to hang in this, he needs to recover.
My God, what a turnaround.
He needs to hold on now.
Had everything going his way. Vargas hadn't even landed a single punch. We come to the end of round 2.
Saved by the bell. He needed that.
That's an interesting round in terms of scoring, because Khan was completely dominant all the way through. Vargas gets the knockdown. You would normally give that a 10-8 round. Khan was winning the majority of it. I think you have to go 9-9 on that. Let's listen to Joe
It's
Goosen.
unfortunate, but this is what makes Amir so entertaining. This is so entertaining. You know, this is great for boxing fans, but he needs to find a way to not get connected like that again.
That came out of nowhere. Here's a look at it. Here's the early knockdown in this round. Both guys going down in the same round.
9-9 round. I completely forgot that he knocked him down.
Yes. Seemed like, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
He was following it up brilliantly, and then boom!
Oof.
Right there, the right hand, right on the button there, and Khan goes down. He's being known to do, and Vargas was talking about that. He said, we all know what his problem is. He was able to weather the storm. Let's see if Goosen can get him motivated. Here's round number 3 of what's turned out to be a beauty so far.
I think Amir's still a little wobbly, but he needs to get his head under him right now.
He's talking to Vargas and telling him he's ready to go. Let's go. As you said, Ahmed, oftentimes that's a bit of posturing when the guy's really hurt. But Khan coming right back out, see if he can reestablish dictating the pace here in this fight.
Both these guys want it. It's obvious. Both these guys know this is for their career.
Oh, we were counting Vargas out of this thing, and all of a sudden he gets a haymaker from the clouds and scores. And Khan, as he's been known to do, as we said, goes down and has himself a big problem now all of a sudden. Although coming back very strongly here, opening moments of round number 3. We'll see if that knockdown took a lot out of him.
Can never count him out, Jeff.
Good combination there by Amir Khan. Vargas has been throwing punches sparingly, but he's landed that 1 home run shot.
Amir looking smarter in there now, you know, taking his time, moving in and out, using the ring. That's what he needs to do. He needs to use the ring. He doesn't need to stand in front of Vargas and slug with him.
How much of an inspiration is that? Yeah, you've been losing the first 5.5 minutes of the fight. You land 1 haymaker, and it has to really be a huge bolt for the chances here of Vargas. He lands another big right hand and then goes down himself. Off balance. He's saying he got hit in the back of the head.
Hey, the head's a part of the boxing, so you gotta accept it for what it is. Come on.
Referee Terry O'Connor calling it a knockdown. I suppose you can make a case for that. I'm a big fan of the idea of instant replay to determine such things, since it has such a big impact on the scorecards. But all of a sudden, in yet another turnaround of this fight, we see Amir Khan back in control.
He's back in control, but it ain't over for Vargas, that's for sure.
It seems to have angered Vargas, yeah. He's all of a sudden looking like he has much more purpose in this fight. This is a minute to go in round number 3. Both guys have been on the deck. And now Vargas for a second time here in this 3rd round, although somewhat of a questionable knockdown. We'll get a better look at it after this round is over.
This is what Amir needs to do, though. He needs to stay on the outside, box, use his ability. He's the more athletic fighter. He's the more talented fighter. And he's quicker.
It does appear that after that first round, when he looked so sharp, in the early stages of the 2nd round, when he scored the knockdown, that he slowed just a little bit after tasting the canvas himself here in this fight. Vargas doing a great job. May have only landed only a handful of punches, but that one big one may be significant.
Amir just thinking in there.
30 seconds to go. Inside of 30 seconds, round number 3.
Good left hook.
Khan getting himself back in his fight, scores with a left hand. And Vargas has no answer right now as we come towards the closing moments of this 3rd round.
Nice combination by Amir right there.
Good job of reestablishing himself in command of this fight. So a wild one here at the arena in Birmingham. The fans were already getting into a celebration mode. And the next thing you know, Amir Khan was looking up at the lights.
I'm not surprised.
Just remember, when he starts speed, when he's on your left-hand side here, he's looking for that right hand. Be aware of that right there, okay? Here's the thing. Steal a little body on him. Steal a little body on him. No.
Joe Goosen saying good things right there. Amir needs to go down to the body, slow Sammy, slow him down a little bit, you know.
Yeah, there's the suspect knockdown. I would have to say Vargas had a legitimate argument that he got hit on the back of the head while he was kind of falling away. He got hit on the temple there.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's a part of boxing. It happens.
Yeah. 10-8 round then for Amir Khan. And his complaint goes without any consideration from Terry O'Connor, who called the knockdown. You'd have to say legit. Great advice, as you said, as we get ready for round number 4 here. Amir Khan in the white trunks with the black trim. He's the hometown favorite. He's the guy that's been a world champion. Samuel Vargas trying to make a statement here of his own, and he belongs in the equation with the top welterweights in the world, which is a very lengthy and illustrious list.
I think Samuel's doing an okay job of cutting off the ring with Amir. He can do a little
nice
better.
Body shot
good
there
body
by
shot.
Khan.
Saying
He's
it's
complaining
low,
it was
but
low.
Not too low. It was good.
Khan with the superior hand speed, there's no question. Appears to have better footwork as well. And obviously he's been in there with great fighters. But you forget Vargas's resume also contains the likes of Danny Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. So he knows what it's like to face the upper echelon in the game.
Yeah. Khan's doing the right thing, though. He's not letting him work inside. You know, he clinches when he gets too close.
Not coming forward as confidently as he was in the early stages.
No, he understands that, you know, the most important part of boxing is to win. So he gets that, you know. Sure, if he can get the knockout, it'll come.
Minute gone in round number 4, scheduled 12-rounder. Vargas again with a left hand scores. Khan doing a better job
trying to counter
of staying out of the way of that devastating right hand that caught him and caused a knockdown in round number 2. He also had Vargas on the canvas in round 2 and in round 3. So interesting start to this fight. You were expecting a tactical battle. You're getting a slugfest.
Yeah, Vargas' face a little tagged up pretty early on.
Midway through round number 4, scheduled 12-rounder. The big picture really is attractive after this bout for whoever ends up in the winner's circle. Amir Khan now kind of backing out of there a little bit, using more of his lateral movement and using the jab, try and reestablish himself here in this fight.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get caught while he's punching. That's something Danny Garcia landed on him. You know, Amir was throwing a combination. Danny looked down through a hook, so doesn't want that to happen to him.
Very vulnerable to counter-punching Amir Khan in the big fights that he's lost. It was a shocker when he got knocked out by Brady Prescott. Vargas with a good shot, but he gets tagged, and Khan comes on now, flurrying.
These boys want it. These boys want it.
Lands another big right hand, Amir Khan. Getting the better of these exchanges is Khan, but Vargas is not going away.
No. He ain't going away at all. Another right hand by Vargas.
Vargas looking for an angle to maybe get that power shot home again. As you said, not known as a huge knockout artist. Almost 50% of his wins have come by way of knockout. Hasn't had one in a while.
Vargas looking for that overhand, right? He keeps jabbing to the stomach. You know, he's trying to catch Amir's attention down low, come back up top.
20 seconds to go, round number 4. This is scheduled for 12 rounds. Good body work there by Vargas. Khan appears to have reestablished himself as the man that's going to control the pace of this fight. And both guys have been on the canvas 2 times for Vargas and once for Khan in a shocker.
Amir just doing an overall better job at boxing right now. He's just getting out the way of punches, not getting hit.
They're starting to talk to each other a little bit. Vargas telling Khan, you got nothing. As he goes back to his corner after what I thought was an Amir Khan, clearly round number 4.
His face looks like Amir has a lot.
It does look like he's been hit with a frying pan there. He's got a couple of big shots. Been on the deck 2 times. Second knockdown a little bit questionable. You would think.
Nose looks a little swollen. He's breathing out his mouth.
Good job, though, of Amir Khan of adjusting as he caught that flash knockdown. Here's Joe Goosen.
Amir looks calm, looks relaxed. You know, you look back at Sammy's corner. He's a little more going on there.
Joe Goosen always great at giving his fighter 1 or 2 important things to take into the round. And here's another look at some of the action from round number 4.
Oh,
that was round number 3. That was a knockdown. And a solid shot. There's no disgrace in going down from that shot. Goosen seems to have told him, hey, watch out for these right hands. Here's Khan back in action. Again, round number 5.
Stiff jab by Khan.
Khan's having great impact with that left hand all throughout the fight. He's showing the hand speed. He's showing some ring generalship. Vargas maybe not quite overall as polished, but he's still in there. and very much as anybody would be at this stage in with a puncher's chance. Rallies forward now with a series of right hands. Khan comes back with a couple of sharp lefts.
That's what Amir needs to do. Keep him outside with his left hand. Control him with that left. Invest in the body.
Vargas is winging some wide punches now as Khan using his mobility to stave off the attack of Vargas. Vargas, as you said, face severely reddened. Khan hasn't been hit that much, just that one shot. Really a huge difference maker in this fight, although he still holds the edge.
Pressure now.
Good shots there, and Vargas in all kinds of trouble once again. He manages to stay up.
He just can't handle the speed.
Good body shots in the uppercut. Sends Vargas back.
Speed's on a whole different level.
Khan coming on, pouring it on now. Vargas in all kinds of trouble.
Look at this speed. Wow.
We'll see if O'Connor is inclined to stop it. Vargas hanging on now for dear life here in round number 5.
Khan wants this. He wants this knockout. He doesn't want to go to decision.
Still a minute and 40 to go. It's all Amir Khan here in round number 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped this soon.
Can he come off the canvas and pull off this victory? He's already scored a couple of knockdowns. Vargas takes another heavy piece of leather right to the chin. And his nose is busted up pretty badly, it looks like. He might have broken his nose.
It looks like he has a cut on the bridge of his nose.
That nose looks horrendous, actually.
He ain't breathing through that right now.
He may need a card from a plastic surgeon after this fight. Dominating here in round number 5. Another big shot by Amir Khan.
Smokes.
Amir Khan trying to pour it on, being very patient though in the process.
Yeah, he is. He's being smart. You know, he's not getting tagged with anything coming in.
Right, Terry O'Connor is the referee. He's got to consider a low blow there, and he got away with it.
He got away with it.
Yes.
Got to keep fighting.
That might be a little hometown there as Khan really scored one to the family jewels. Vargas gamely trying to come back. That nose is an ugly sight.
Yeah, hopefully Khan didn't, shoot out his gun.
Not sure. He's fought this, very, cautiously.
Yeah, but
after getting knocked down, but at the same time, not afraid to let go. Really dominating this round number 5.
Good defense. And Amir's been there. Amir's had numerous 12-round fights, so his lungs, his heart, his mind, they're used to going that distance.
Left hand has been especially effective for Amir Khan. He's been unloading on Samuel Vargas here in round number 5. Vargas showing nothing but courage, coming forward, and unfortunately for him, continues to catch punches to the face. Vargas is busted up right now, real busted up.
Amir could finish in the next couple rounds. He's staying patient. This is very smart by him.
There's the end of round number 5, dominant round for Amir Khan, and Terry O'Connor is going to have to take a look. I would think it's Samuel Vargas in the corner. Here's another look. Great body shot to start that rally off.
Wow, look at this. Look at this.
A flurry of a half a dozen punches that all landed.
Right, 6 punches.
Goes right back to the body. Backs up Vargas with the uppercut and ultimately is going to put him on the canvas.
Beautiful 6 punches. Boom.
Tremendous combination punch by Amir Khan. What is keeping Vargas up?
Every time I think he's going to stop, he doesn't.
That was a great round for Amir Khan. Amir Khan opened up very strongly. Second round, both guys exchanged knockdowns. Khan came on, scored a knockdown in round number 3, dominated round number 4 and 5, and appears to be in command of this fight once again. Amir.
These fans are in the fight. These fans feels like they're in the ring.
Round number 6 coming up. The hometown hero giving a great account of himself. Joe Goosen helping him rally. Peeled himself off the mat in round number 2 and has come on and now dominated the next 3 rounds of this fight. And you're thinking maybe exit visa soon for Vargas if he continues to take this kind of a pummel. Round number 6, Khan goes again to work and throwing in combinations. We're accustomed to seeing this from Amir Khan. Vargas complaining to the referee that he's getting his head pushed down and then getting hit.
Excellent showcase so far by Amir. Good body shot.
Left hand by Amir Khan. Good. Serious leather here, and he's landing virtually everything that he's throwing at this point.
I guess this is where speed kills, huh?
Well, not going wild. I mean, it's not that he's conservative with his punches, but his timing has been excellent. Vargas,
he can't sit in the corner like this, take body shots from Vargas. Doesn't matter if Vargas doesn't have power. Shots are shots.
He's imploring Vargas to come forward, I think looking to counter with that left hand.
I don't think Joe's going to be too happy with this.
Samuel Vargas now trying to mount a little bit of an attack as Amir Khan takes about 20 seconds off there in the corner against the ropes. moves him out to the center of the ring, gets some punching room, and immediately takes advantage.
You know, we're still only halfway in. A lot could happen.
I'm sure Vargas feels like he's more than halfway in, but his demeanor is that of a guy that is never going to quit.
No, he's in there. He's throwing punches. Right now, he's throwing. He's active this round.
Halfway through round number 6, scheduled 12-rounder. This is a welterweight showcase with Amir Khan in his second comeback fight after his defeat 2 years ago to Canelo Alvarez. Got knocked out in the 6th round. A lot of people thought he was done. He's showing tonight that he still has plenty left in the tank.
Yeah, for sure.
Vargas, though, one tough customer. You wonder sometimes how guys can withstand this kind of punishment and still be game, as Vargas appears to be.
Yeah, he's looking at the grand prize. He's looking at a belt. He's looking at a fight with all these top contenders. He wants to change his life just how Amir does.
Well, we saw an earlier fight with Wellborn and Langford come right down to the wire there, with both guys exchanging wildly in the final 30 seconds of round number 12 and throughout. This fight has not been quite as equally competitive as that one, but Amir Khan now controlling the pace and seems to be picking Vargas apart.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's controlling the
good
pace
right
of the
hand
fight.
there too. I'm sure Vargas shakes it off, but once again he got the message.
It went to the body, came back up top.
15 seconds to go here in round number 6. This is our main event of the evening. The arena in Birmingham, a happy place right now for Amir Khan as he continues his comeback in the welterweight division.
Amir looks confident in his skill right now. Looks confident even with Vargas' power. Seems like he could handle it.
Yeah, made that a fairly easy round and an easy round to score. Clear-cut 10-9 for Amir Khan. I think he did a lot of damage there, and if you're going to consider this somewhat of a battle of attrition, he's starting to mount up the blows that are going to make a difference in this fight.
He's defenseless, okay? So
Goose telling him he's defenseless, Vargas, so just go ahead, do your thing.
He's dipping under your hook a little bit now, but when you go to the body, he's dipping right into that body.
Yeah, now they're being a little more detailed. That way they're trying to get him out there now. Now they're trying to get Sammy out of there. So
Goosen advising to go to the body.
He's trying to be a little more detailed with his attack.
7th round on tap here. Amir Khan and Samuel Vargas. It's been a good one, wildly entertaining so far, especially if you're a Khan fan. Although there were more than a moment of trepidation there as Khan was on the canvas, and you thought, oh no, here we go again, the suspect chin, but he's managed to find a way to rebound here and in control of this fight as we go into the second half here in round number 7. Amir Khan and Samuel Vargas.
I think if Vargas wants an outcome in his favor, he needs to be a little less patient. Just go for it. He got 5 rounds left. He's not fighting in his hometown. He's fighting in Amir's hometown. So he needs to work it out right now. He needs to start going to the body, come back up top. Search for something big.
Vargas winning a single round. That round where they each exchanged knockdowns. Round 2, I made it a 9-9 round. Amir Khan was dominating that round all the way through, and then later on, Amir Khan has really taken control and seized control of his fight. The combination punching has been extraordinary. The left hand has been extremely active, and taking Goosen's advice. Good effective body shots.
Good effective body shots. Good effective punches right there.
Terry O'Connor has his hands full. Vargas has been complaining about Khan, but he's had more than his share of moments where his tactics have been questionable.
They're both looking for an advantage, but Amir needs to be careful right now because he's getting hit at the same time he's punching.
Maybe getting too brave here and allowing Vargas to get into these kind of open exchanges where he's been suspect.
Yeah, Team Khan doesn't want to see that happen right now.
About midway through round number 7, Amir Khan started quickly. Both guys on the deck in round number 2. Khan scores another subsequent knockdown in round 5.
Good body shots by Khan.
Halfway through round number 7, scheduled 12-rounder. The platform for Amir Khan, he's thinking, does not end here with Samuel Vargas, regardless of the outcome.
Ooh.
And showing some new tactical skills here under the tutelage. First time fighting with Joe Goosen in his corner. Goosen, I thought, has been brilliant in his advice to Amir Khan, who was a guy that you might think didn't need this kind of suggestive moves in the corner, but nonetheless, Goosen's been right on the money here, and Khan, if he went to the body, probably would benefit.
He's keeping him.
There he goes.
He's keeping Amir protected.
2 good shots to the body, followed by 2 upstairs.
Keeping him active.
Vargas trying to answer back now as Khan backs into the ropes.
just not as effective as Amir's.
Vargas has not been able to sustain these attacks. He did score the knockdown with a heavy right hand in round number 2. Pace of this fight slowing just a little bit. Khan still throwing the more effective blows and throwing them more frequently. 30 seconds to go here in this 7th round. Pace for the first time slowing just a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to slow it down a little bit. Eventually they'll get the second win.
Can Vargas muster the strength to mount enough of an attack to win this fight? That will be the question if he can't do it just by throwing one bomb.
You know, Amir just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Boxing. Maybe get back into a little bit more of a boxing mode. That's the end of round number 7.
He just needs to keep boxing. That's it.
Amir Khan could possibly coast behind that jab and the movement, the lateral movement to a victory, but you're wondering if he isn't motivated to look even more impressive and press forward for the knockout.
Yeah, it's very interesting this fight.
There's Kell Brook.
The other day, he had to take his pants off. He didn't look in great shape to me. So he's saying that he can make welterweight, but it looked like he was struggling to me.
Can you make welterweight?
I can make welterweight. He's trying to pull everything he can, for the fight not to happen. But it's embarrassing, his family and his friends, man. Everyone wants to see this fight. Everyone wants to see this fight, But this fight tonight is a very good fight. With Vargas very tough. I've met him in Canada when Billy Joe boxed Lemieux. Very tough, very grounded fighter. Amir Khan being on the campus as well, so it's an entertaining fight. But
does Khan win this fight very quickly?
I think Amir can get through this fight and win this fight. Yeah.
Thanks, Kell.
Here we go. That was Kell Brook, round number 8. Kell Brook. I always love the way boxers manage to promote themselves into the picture. Yeah, sure, I could make heavyweight or whatever it was that was going to be required, but it wouldn't be unfathomable for Kell Brook to make 147 and become part of this picture, and he would be a big part of it. Right now, Amir Khan is trying to put himself very much in the spotlight, doing a nice job of it so far. As we get into round number 8 of the scheduled 12-rounder, it's Samuel Vargas and the multicolored trunks and Amir Khan in the black and white.
If Amir does get past this, a Kell Brook fight with Amir would be a hell of a fight.
Big attraction, and of course the English fans would absolutely love it. Boxing fans around the world, I think, would be happy to see that fight. 2 good technicians in there, and while Vargas doesn't seem to have the technique of Amir Khan, he's far from out of this. In there with much more than a puncher's chance, although I think dominated on the scorecard.
Yeah, he's in there, though. He's in there. He's still in there.
Terry O'Connor is the referee. He's been somewhat busy tonight, as Amir Khan has demonstrated a lot of fortitude here after peeling himself off the canvas there. Everybody had their heart in their throat there, the Khan fans, thinking here it is all over again, the same ugly scenario. But he's bounced back nicely and been controlling this fight ever since.
He managed to pick himself up. Amir does pull back when he gets the right hand thrown at him, though, and that might be a little suspect for him, but he's getting out the way. It just wouldn't be nice to see him get caught again.
The body shots have been so effective. I think Goosen would be screaming from the corner to continue with that strategy. It does seem like Amir Khan has slowed down his attack a little bit the last couple of rounds and just trying to find his spots, but he's not throwing nearly as many punches.
Yeah, but he's moving his feet. He's not standing still, and that's a big plus for Amir. Amir doesn't want to stand still in front of anybody, so right now he's doing everything right. He keeps on moving. Even if he's not punching, he's still staying active by moving.
Vargas seems to be somewhat revived after a couple of tough rounds in there against Amir Khan, who has not pressed the action as much as he has in the previous 7 here in round number 8.
Well, Kell just said Amir looked a little softer than usual, so I don't know. Maybe he sees something we don't, but right now I see a good Amir. He's doing everything he needs to do, and he's looking sharp.
Lunging right hand by Vargas doesn't quite hit the mark. Khan goes to the body with a couple of left hands. Both of those fall short as well. So some of that real effective punching and great timing Amir Khan was showing up until this point, just fading and dissipating a little bit here in round number 8. Does he have enough left in the tank to finish this thing?
We'll find out real soon.
Vargas now trying to zero in, cut off the ring. Khan counters beautifully as he backs up against the ropes and spins out of there. 10 seconds to go. Round number 8. Pace slowing a little bit, but all Amir Khan for the most part here in round number 8.
Good jabs. Good jabs.
Pace of the fight has changed a little bit. The tactics have also changed. And we'll see what Joe Goosen has to say when he climbs into the ring, if he's happy with the way Amir Khan is performing.
Sit down a little bit more. I think you can take him out when you turn him like spectacular, and you get them hurt, I think you got to calm down, but keep the pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? Just because when you start moving on him and he starts throwing body shots, doesn't mean you have to keep going. Block the body shots and get your combos back on him. Amir, every time you throw a good combo, you hurt him. Okay? I need to do a little bit more offense. All right? This is 9. 9? Yeah, this is 9 right here. All right. I got it.
Joe Goosen on point with those thoughts.
As usual, great corner, man. As we said, I always love what he has to say in the corner. Basically saying what we were intimating, that Amir Khan throwing the body shots, having great success. Goosen says, hey, throw those body shots and then press the action.
I definitely feel like Amir can stop him if he really sat down in his punches also.
It would mean a lot at this point not to go the distance with this guy for Amir Khan, who's looked so sharp at different times during the course of this fight. This is round 9, scheduled 12-rounder. The arena in Birmingham, great site, great venue for boxing. Eddie Hearn putting on another beautiful card here. We've had some great fights in the prelims, and looks like we're on tap for more exciting action right through the ending of this particular fight, as Amir Khan trying to stamp his place back on the welterweight map with a win over Samuel Vargas. Both of those combination shots missed by Amir Khan, and you do have to wonder, Vargas could be one of those guys that finds that late second wind, and if he does he become a much more dangerous opponent?
There's also a disadvantage of Amir sitting down on his punches. You know, it leaves him there open to get countered and hit. So I understand Amir and I understand Joe, but for now, their plan's working.
Other than that one shot that decked Amir Khan in round number 2, Vargas really hasn't come that close to landing the home run ball.
Another good left hook by Amir. Good
nice combination. Every time he goes to the body, he has success. And you would think if he followed Goosen's advice and followed it up with even more pressure and goes upstairs, that maybe does end this thing.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. Amir's moving backwards, moving side to side right now. Maybe if you put a little pressure on him, he can get him out of there, but doesn't seem like he has the energy to do that right now.
Gabe Vargas, as we mentioned, always in close fights. I don't think this one is close by any means on the scorecards. And Vargas also has to account for 2 knockdowns, although Khan has been down once as well. But Khan, since that time, has been on his feet and dancing around and controlling the pace of this fight.
What makes this fight close is that anything could happen. You know, any one of these guys could get dropped at any second.
Minute to go here in round number 9. We'll see if Vargas has a late push. He gets pushed against the ropes.
Saved by
that time by a left hand. It's the second time that the ropes might have prevented a knockdown here for Vargas in this fight. Amir Khan trying to rally in the final minute of this 9th round and perhaps get into position to score a spectacular knockout.
Doesn't look like there's anything behind Vargas's punches right now.
Khan, you would think, could just manufacture a road to a KO here in these last few rounds of the fight. 30 seconds to go in round number 9. It's scheduled for 12 welterweights in action. Amir Khan, his second fight back after losing to Canelo Alvarez and managing to stave off any kind of meaningful attack from Vargas throughout most of this fight. 10 seconds to go here in the 9th round, and the pace has slowed a little bit, but Khan still seems to be firmly in control.
Khan definitely in the lead.
Another good series as Vargas tries to duck out of there, and that's the end of round number 9. Another one in the bank, you would have to think, for the hometown favorite, Amir Khan.
Yeah.
Here's a look at more of the action from this fight, and there you see where the left hand scored. It wasn't an overwhelming punch, but caught an off-balance Vargas and nearly put him down.
Punch that won the round. Best punch of the round for sure.
He had some power behind it, and so Amir Khan in the late rounds, you know, you'd have to wonder, can he keep up his punching power and maintain it? Not the biggest puncher in the world, but certainly no slouch with 20 knockouts to his credit, and appears to have Vargas in a very vulnerable position in virtually all of the last 5 or 6 rounds.
What Amir does have is tremendous speed, so that speed could definitely connect on someone's shin without them paying attention, and that'll feel like a lot of power if you're not paying attention to a punch, you know.
Appears very composed in the corner there. Joe Goosen been a very calming influence, I think, throughout this fight. They look like they're going to check in for a 9 to 5 day at the office, and Samuel Vargas is going to have to come up with something if he's going to come out of here with a victory, which he almost landed a home run shot there.
They're going right at it from the start.
Khan takes up the attack and dominates that exchange with 4 or 5 punches, 2 or 3 of which landed cleanly.
Khan does do it for the fans, though. He puts it all on the line for the fans.
Hand speed is still there, very much so. And the combination punching has been brilliant for Amir Khan in this fight. Vargas willing to get into exchanges, but not really able to land much once he gets on the inside.
Vargas going inside, trying to hit the body. It's a good game plan by Vargas. He needed to do that from the earlier rounds.
Yeah, Vargas now pressing Khan against the ropes. Khan appears to be toying with him a little bit.
Khan holding a little bit.
Just moving his head.
Breaking it up.
And, O'Connor has been no great asset to Vargas in this fight, although I don't know that he's been overwhelmingly biased, but it does seem like Vargas is getting the worst end of the shake from the referee.
That's normal when you're fighting someone's hometown.
Yeah. O'Connor looks like the kind of guy who'll be going out and tipping a couple of Guinness after the fight. All right, Amir Khan here trying to dig in round number 10. We're about midway through. Vargas has shown some signs of life here, in spite of the fact you would have to say that for the most part he's taken a pretty significant beating.
No, he has, but he's still in it. His head's still in the game.
Crowd, their enthusiasm was way up there in the early stages as Khan was pouring it on Samuel Vargas, but Vargas now still alive in this one, and you never know. Puncher's chance, especially against the suspicious chin of Amir Khan. He's shown once that he can put him on his fanny.
That's what makes it so exciting. Anything can happen.
Minute to go here, round number 10. Scheduled 12-rounder, welterweights. A lot of big money cash on the horizon for Amir Khan. He's always been a money fighter.
Good lateral movement by Amir. He ain't staying still. He's not standing still. That's perfect movement.
Yes, and hasn't really had to expend so much energy in the last couple of rounds. Vargas's attack, although he's been putting a little more pressure on, as you see, relatively ineffective.
I feel like Amir caught his second win now. He's feeling comfortable. He's gonna finish clear.
30 seconds to go, round number 10. Where it looked like Vargas was on the verge of being taken out in this fight. It doesn't appear as obvious right now. As Vargas tries to come on, he'll have a couple of rounds left to work with to pull off a miracle. 10 seconds to go in round number 10, and a very calm and collected Amir Khan jabbing his way maybe to another important victory.
Oh!
He wobbles Khan with a shot. I think Khan was more off balance, but
no.
Wow, this guy's dangerous. Anybody, I guess, in front of Amir Khan is a little bit dangerous. Let's see what Joe Goosen has to say.
It was a great round until you kept your hands down.
Yes, it was a great round until he kept his hands down.
Okay. You'd rather move into him than away from him.
Can't move away from him with your hands down like that.
Oh, got clocked with a pretty good shot.
Not with anybody, you know. It doesn't matter if you got the best chin in the world. You don't do that.
If Vargas had been planted at all and been able to get a little power behind that, he might have stunned the world here with that shot. Very careless move by Amir Khan.
But that's Amir. That's what makes Amir exciting. You know, Amir gives it to the fans. He gives us what we want to see.
But is it a byproduct maybe of not being in optimum shape? Is that possible that we're looking at Amir Khan maybe getting a little sloppy in the late rounds, even though he was clearly winning that round, as Goosen said?
I'm sure he's a professional. He's in shape. You know, this is a 12-round fight. They're in the 11th round right now. Or is it the 12th round?
This is the 11th round coming up.
Oh, they're just warning them.
Not sure what the warning is about here, because
nothing really happened.
Looked like a clean round. There were no admonishments during the course of the round, but Terry O'Connor getting his message in as he almost gets himself knocked out by Amir Khan. Here comes Vargas. We'll see if he can capitalize on landing that shot at the end of round number 10. It came as a surprise, as did the knockdown going all the way back to round number 2. And it looked like Vargas was finished.
Good right hand by Amir.
Here Khan now trying to muscle it up and see if he can't finish this thing. Clearly ahead, I would have to imagine, on the universal scorecards, not just the 3 judges. And Vargas now running after Amir.
And Amir's still running back with his hands down.
Hands are getting lower. You can see that.
Getting heavy.
Yes, gloves and the arms might be feeling a little bit heavy for Amir Khan. He's only been out once in the last couple of years, and that was a one-round knockout, so not a lot of work. He did say that he sparred 150 rounds for this fight, so you would think, Ahmed, that he's in shape.
Sparring to these guys, though, that's easy work for them.
Can't write off the effort of Vargas, though. I mean, he's walked through the fire here to have a shot here in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, but the sparring of getting in shape, that's the easy part. The hard part is the waking up at 5, the food, the supplements, the discipline. That's the hard part.
Vargas now throwing some meaningful right hands. Just missed as he threw one to the chest of Amir Khan. We'll see if he can slow him down enough. You would think there's not enough time for Vargas to score a decision unless he just got a series of knockdowns here in the last couple of rounds. More than halfway through round number 11 of a scheduled 12-rounder. And Khan's been on his horse a little bit in this round.
This is what he needs to do. You know, at the end of the day, Amir needs to focus on the fight after this, because he needs to win this. You know, he needs to win this fight to get all these big names that he wants. So he understands that he needs to get past Samuel Vargas, and he looks like he will.
When you're talking about Danny Garcia, who's already beaten him, Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, and he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence. Do you see that in Amir Khan from what we're witnessing right now here? As all of a sudden, a guy that was badly defeated is coming on in round number 11 against him.
Well, in my opinion, when he fought Danny Garcia, and for me, Danny's a great fighter, world champion. He was winning every round until he got knocked out. So Amir's always going to be in there, and he has the talent to.
Vargas trying to do the very same thing, and you wonder if Vargas isn't raising a few question marks here in round 11 about Khan and how much of a step he can take forward after this fight.
Yeah, Vargas is a tough warrior.
Been very impressive, Amir Khan, throughout. I don't mean to diminish his performance at all, but Vargas now in round 11 may be finally on the threshold of a breakthrough here and might win a round.
Also, Jeff, you know this, like sometimes you fight according to your opposition. You know, the better your opposition, the better you fight. So maybe he did take Vargas a little lightly, just how Vargas said, and I believe that he did.
Here's the end of round 11. We'll go to the 12th and final. Much more confident Vargas, and I have to say, if I could make a case for winning one round in his fight, I think Vargas might have gotten a slight edge in that.
I could see that happening too.
Yeah,
Still a close round.
You know, he's got to go for broke here, right? You got to go for broke. See, what I liked was when you threw those punches, I got to pick that here. When you threw those punches, they were really solid. You got to be solid. On the inside, if you get in there sometimes and you ride those things out.
Get a look at Kell Brook. You have to think after watching round 11, maybe he has an even stronger inclination to start calling out Amir Khan. That'd be a great fight, certainly be a popular fight. Joe Goosen just been the epitome of cool in the corner there. I think that's an asset for Khan. We'll see if he can pick up the pace here in round number 12 and close with a bit of an exclamation point and make the statement that he is back and he's returned to this level of prominence. Good fight all the way around, though, Amir.
Yes, very great fight.
Yes, Vargas has acquitted himself very distinctively. Still around here in round number 12. Still dangerous in round number 12. And Amir Khan trying to fight. Oh, gets off a terrific shot. The left hand rocked Vargas back. Can he finish here and wake the fans?
Amir trying to finish him here. What a show by Amir. That's great.
Yes, good combination here to start on round number 12. First 30 seconds, all Amir Khan. Vargas now tries to come back.
He needs to be careful.
Vargas winging punches, lands a headbutt there.
Yeah, headbutt on the shoulder.
And
Alexander's elbow.
Yeah, so Connor admonishes him for the tactic, but also gives Khan a few more seconds to recover. Inside of 2 minutes coming up here in round number 12, the 12th and final. It's mostly been Amir Khan, but Vargas has not been without his moments.
No, but anything could happen. We know that.
Khan using Vargas his lateral movement, wings the left hand. Vargas has not been able to really get inside frequently enough to do enough damage to Khan. He did have that one knockdown, scored a couple of other times with big shots, had that careless punch at the end that Khan took on the chin and managed to withstand. But other than that, it's been a dominant performance by Amir Khan, and we'll see if he can finish strong. Halfway through round number 12.
Vargas trying to make it ugly inside. That's what he needs to do.
Admit early on, did not look like this one was going to go to the scorecards. Now a minute and a half to go. Khan still trying to finish Vargas. Vargas bleeding from virtually every pore, and yet he's still alive in here. And he's trying to extol the crowd to go ahead and get behind these two guys. Real good action all the way through. You can't be disappointed
Vargas,
with what both guys did.
No, not at all. He just can't handle Amir's speed right now. The speed's just on a way different level, especially in this 12th round.
No question, technically the better fighter, Amir Khan, the more experienced fighter, you could say, in terms of level of competition overall, Amir Khan. And yet Amir Khan still finds himself scrambling in the corner to dodge right hands, trying to close out a guy that should be a stepping stone for him.
The difference is Amir could box and punch on the move, whereas Sammy needs to sit down, have Amir in one spot, and then he starts punching. You know, that's what's giving Amir the big advantage right now. He's punching, moving, punching while he's moving. Sammy's just not able to do that.
Does look like he's ready to park the car in the garage and call it a night. Amir Khan is keeping Sammy Vargas off of him. He's been doing a good job of that throughout the fight. Really started using the movement much more so in rounds 4 through 12. And it's worked for him. Amir Khan appears to be on his way, well on his way to a victory here in his second fight back off a 2-year layoff.
He is parking the car. He's parking the rollie.
And that's it. It's all over. 12 rounds in the books. Khan appears frustrated with Vargas. You look at Vargas and you have the look of what you would have to say a man is a losing fighter. Although he probably gained the respect of many, and I don't know that he catapulted himself. Amir Khan in the upper echelon. Certainly Vargas would be a viable opponent for anybody, and we'll see if Khan can pick up the pace after that. But clear-cut victory, in my opinion, for Amir Khan.
I feel like Amir did exactly what he needed to do. He executed the game plan very well, and you know, if there's tough critics, it's just tough critics. There's always going to be tough critics in boxing, but he did the job well done, and then off to the next one for him. Best wishes to Amir.
Came out very strong. I mean, was just firing shots in that opening round. Looked like he was going to finish things off early on this evening here at the arena, and did acquit himself very well in the latter rounds. Was able to change up his tactics a little bit, but wasn't firing shots as frequently, and didn't have as much sting on him. But Vargas showed that he could probably hang in there with virtually anybody, as he has in the past, but was not necessarily giving a winning effort.
And also the change of trainers, it takes a while to get accustomed to a trainer. It doesn't just take 3 months, 2 months. Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes longer. So, you know, fight by fight, I think we'll see Amir getting better if he stays with Joe. And if he doesn't, Amir's a hell of a fighter. He's going to do what he needs to do.
I think they make a great team.
They do. They do.
As I said,
I feel that way too.
Big admirer of Joe Goosen throughout his career. I always thought he was great. The things that he had to say, you couldn't argue with any of them. And yet it was not, as you said, Ahmed, being deceptive or overinflating where Amir Khan is at this stage of his career.
After
Here's the
12
decision.
rounds of world-class international boxing, we go to the scorecards. Marcus McDonald, 119-108. Stephen Gray, 119-109. John Latham, 118-110. All 3 scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision. The fighting pride of Bolton, England, Amir.